postgame show here on the CCIW network. For Bria Losick, I'm Peter Frey, joined by winning head coach J.W. Kieckhefer. Coach, they gave you a rough go of it. The first, third to first half of the game, you closed out each and every set. Didn't let it get as close as last contest versus Benedictine. Talk us through the ability to close today in each and every set.
Yeah, I think our defense was, in the backcourt particularly, was really, really scrappy. I think all of our guys were running all over the place, led by Austin Mallory at the libero position. He is on all square inches of the floor there, trying to run balls down and communicate. What we've been trying to work on a lot is just communicating within a rally and trying to get in front of a rally, know where the ball is going to go before it gets there. You see how many balls are able to triple block, which has been awesome. And with our size and physicality, that's a massive advantage for us if we can get there. And then just our ability to run it down, right? That block's big, so if you try to get around it, we'll try to run that thing down. And we were also just really calm in the backcourt. Austin, again, dug a bunch of balls, I thought. Owen Hendricks and Ryan Bartz dug a bunch of balls today. That was pretty sweet. And then our middles just... You got me or not?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, yeah. I lost my set there. But, yeah, we just are able to block a bunch of balls in the net and led by those middles being in the way. So it's been a good job on defense so far.
Awesome, Coach. I just want to check in with you. You had a couple rockets that ricocheted off of you. I just want to check in and make sure you're good.
I talk a lot of crap in our gym because I used to play libero about how I probably can still at least defend the ball pretty well and pass the ball pretty well. And as you know, Peter, when I coach, I'm usually pretty close to the court, and today I was farther away than normal. Not that I was nowhere near the court, but I was farther away than normal, and just zero expectation to be in a play. And that first one ripped me in the chest there. It wasn't up, and they told me I got to be better. The bench told me I got to be better to dig that ball. The second one, I put it back in play. Like, it's a bang bang play. I put it back in play. They got to send that one over. So, got to be ready. Everybody's got to be ready. I yell at them all the time for you got to be ready got to expect the ball to find you. The ball found me today, and that was a pretty big failure on my part.
Looking at how things have gone, Coach, hopefully Hudson Schweitzer seems to be okay, helped him off the court, but, he looked to walk back on the court. Everything looked to be good, and Ruben Emmerich as well. Everybody looks to be okay so far.
Yeah, we've dealt with some injuries across the roster, I guess, like some easier things to deal with. Obviously, Owen Hendricks didn't play the first couple matches, and he was out there today. Ben Heist, we weren't sure if we were going to get today. Obviously, he played. I thought he played pretty well. The offensive numbers don't quite say that, but I thought he dug the ball well today, he blocked the ball well today, and he's a captain of ours and just keeps this team calm and consistent. So I'm really proud of him. So we're as healthy as you're going to get this point of the season. Ruben, it wasn't anything big, just a cramp. So we got to get him some hydration tools to be better, because if you're going to play 5 sets, we don't want to cramp in the 3rd set. We're as healthy as we're going to get here, and we keep going. So, I think Ruben and Hudson have done a great job in the middle of demanding the ball, and you saw them in transition a lot, get those gap sets and throw them down. Some really good stuff so far.
Ryan Bartz, 17 kills through 3 sets, a monster number. It's laughable. Just love on him a little bit.
I've known Ryan for a long time. I coached him when he was 15 years old, started coaching him in club. And so it's really fun to watch him grow as an athlete, but more importantly to grow as a man and as a person. The love he has for the people around him, how he genuinely cares about the people around him, and how he brings just joy to everybody's lives around him is pretty fun. You saw today how special of an athlete he can be. He's up high, over the top of the block. I think the first couple of matches he's played, he hasn't quite found enough range to score, and today he solved that problem. He's up over the block, hitting all areas of the court, 4-to-4 line, over the top of the 5 corner. He's got some off speed that he works in really well too. I just really impressive to have no errors, right, on 25 attempts and 17 kills. It wasn't like he was being aggressive with 17 out of 25 and then 0 errors. That's the bigger number. His ability to control a match, to take big swings with range, and give ourselves opportunities to score has been cool. I also thought that Owen Hendricks had a great night tonight. Like I said, he's been out all year so far with his injury. He's back, and he hits 500. He's our best passer on this team, and keeps us in system, and one of the best defenders in this team in the backcourt. So to see him take a step offensively and have a big number is important for us as well. in his first match back, and I think it's really cool the depth we can play on this team. You saw Ryan Monahan last week play really good volleyball. You see Joe Kolwitz go in and make some plays in the center position. For Ben, you see Cooper Cantwell as a freshman go in and make some great blocking moves. It's really tough. If you're not a volleyball person, I don't quite know. You're not really sure how much of an impact Cooper had in that match today. But the first set, he's taken some free balls as a freshman in the right position and gets his rack in the right spot to score. So in that block sub, ice cold, his first college match experience, to be able to do the discipline thing and the right thing and get our team in the right spot, I think Cooper has done a great job as well. And like I said, Joe in that block sub setting spot to just bring energy to this team from the bench and on the court as a captain has been pretty impressive.
Two questions, two-part, one question before we let you go. Playing by the numbers, you hit 479.
Yeah.
You held them to 115. It was working on both sides of the court today. Talk us through, again, not necessarily a sustainable number against every opponent you're going to play. What worked today that got you to those numbers they're going to be able to take through the rest of the season?
Yeah, I'd like to see Ben get more balls. I think, can be and should be probably our best player with his range and his ability to affect the match at the net with his dunks and slams. But obviously Ryan Bartz is a cool addition to this group. When you're hitting 479, you're going to be tough to stop. And obviously the left pin there was working for us. I think the BIC, particularly in middle back, was also something that worked for us. They were paying a lot of attention to our middle blockers as we went, particularly in the center of the floor. So we tried to get over to that gap to use them well. And I thought Hudson did a great job of kind of tossing those balls in the gap. And then Bartz and Hendricks over the top on the BIC were pretty sweet. But a big advantage on the left pin, but it's a big advantage because those two guys can touch 11-8. Like, they're just over the top of the block and doing some special stuff. And when they attack with range up there, we're going to have a lot of fun. And Monahan's the same way. And we just go faster with the other guys with Ishii and Yem and Stover. So that left pin group is special, and you saw that today with 680 and 500. That's pretty unique stuff.
One of my favorite positions always is the setter. Ryan Morey, a nice kill on the second touch midway through. Let's end with this. What's it like to have a setter who at a moment's notice can add offense?
Yeah, Morey with his height at 6'6" is really, really impressive and can take over a match. And he just has a presence up there at the net when that ball's tight. One, he can save it and get into our middles. And then two, he can find ways to score. He's able to turn on two and swing pretty well, which is pretty impressive. Both of our setters, all three of our setters really, Ermoon too, with Joe Kolwitz, like, they have a presence. They want to attack. Both Ermoon and Joe and Morey can find ways to score on two. They're able to mix up the offense at a high level, and I think just the confidence that this group has with the experience in Ryan Morey and also the experience with Joe Kolwitz, like, we're just really talented at that position, both guys. And so when we make that block sub for Morey, because we can get a bigger block game with Cooper, to get Joe in too, to keep our offense in sync and go, is really impressive. So both that three position group, those three guys in that position, are pretty elite. And man, the experience out of Kolwitz and Morey with the leadership is unmatched. To have two guys that can win a national championship at the center position is pretty rare.
Yeah, well, continuing on toward that third banner in the stands, win number 2. Congratulations at home. Win number 2 at home, 3 overall.
Long way to go, but really proud of this group and really thankful for the fans today. Again, it was an awesome attended game. Thanks to the students. Thanks to our athletic directors for putting together a great experience. So hope to see more students next week. We get a roar on Wednesday. Going to be a big one, but go Birds. Thanks, Peter. Thank you.
That sounds good, Coach. Thank you so much. Again, that was head coach J.W. Kieckhefer. Outstanding questions there, Bree, in the sense that, you got to show the love for the transfer student because, I've never necessarily been a transfer student, but I have to assume when you're coming into a new situation, how welcomed you are on and off the court has a huge impact. And boy, oh boy, has he been welcomed on the court as we break down the final numbers. 522 to 098, just ungodly numbers. 3-2 the block differential, service errors just about even. 4-2 the ace differential. Everything was coming up Carthage.
Yeah, and Coach said it himself, the backcourt defense made a difference in this one. 19 digs, and they were just clicking on all cylinders there, able to run their offense because of great passing.
Well, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule now. Those game stats, of course, were brought to you by the Pullman Auto Stores of the greater Kenosha area. Tomorrow, Bria, myself, we'll be back. Marquee Sports Network Women's Hoops, 7 o'clock tip-off live versus Illinois Wesleyan. Saturday, the doubleheader, women's and men's basketball versus Augustana. Next Wednesday, we'll be back the 28th, men's volleyball versus Aurora, and then Friday the 30th, diving the Wisconsin private championships, 6 o'clock, all on the CCIW network. Bria, final thoughts on the contest.
It was a dominant performance in game number 3 and win number 3 for the Firebirds. Like Coach was saying, so many different options were used, and they're still trying to figure out injuries, whether that be replacing Owen Otto and finding out what works best and working out some of the kinks with other injuries. So this was just a really impressive performance defensively and offensively, and everyone clicked.
They sure did.